Peace and blessings, you know what it is. Imam_OG. I was checking out that dang Callaway video, and it had some questions about the Harriet Tubman and the whole, what's it called? And the Underground Railroad, you know what I'm saying? So I asked around, I know St. Louis is a pretty big, trying not to let y'all see all my personal business, you know what I'm saying? St. Louis is it's got a lot of rich history here, you know what I'm talking about? Especially being on the Mississippi, you know what I mean? So I went to check out some historical things in St. Louis and see what I could find, and stay tuned.
Just move on up toward your destination, though you may find from time to time.
It's almost 600 miles from the eastern edge of Missouri to the border where Canada meets the United States. That was the task ahead of thousands of enslaved people seeking freedom. Crossing Illinois was the first step. We retraced that journey.
It's supposed to have something to do with Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. I watched Dane Callaway video talking about she a train conductor, and a brother from the hood say there's some tracks, and they got a plaque about Harriet Tubman down by the river here in St. Louis. So we're gonna go check it out, man, and see if we get to the bottom of it.
Opening is on that side of the city, and it leads down and under. So everything you're seeing right now, okay, there's a hollowness underneath the ground. There's built railways, open tunnels, like a subway system. This whole city is hollow. This city was built on top of once what was the original city. And once certain laws and shit became a certain way, and certain things were declared, certain things didn't serve their purposes, or their uses were no need saw fit. So what are we gonna do with this shit? Well, we ain't got the manpower to get rid of it. Cover it up. Parking garages are built right over it. What's left of what was the underground subway, railway, underground railroad. So much was built up back then when we had cobblestone streets, dirt roads. Motherfuckers still using half was still automobiles and half was still, horse buggies and shit. But it still came up like a big city. The one time I had that I witnessed it and made it probably 150 feet into the entrance, because it was me and a couple people, and we walked the railroad tracks that pre-existed. They were right there on the ground, and they went down in beneath what we see here now. And the tracks led down by the St. Patrick's Center where that tree was, and it was open because that was a big courtyard at once.
That's the old Amtrak station.
Which is the Greyhound.
Old Greyhound.
And the tracks led directly into an opening, which is where that building is now. I know because I walked about 7 or 8 that were used then, which are used in different ways now today. If you can, hurry up and get close over here.
Now where do I go?
Straight. Keep going.
Is this a regular road?
Nigga, yes. What it is that it's not advertised, so people think, oh, we can't be down here.
But this is public.
This is public. Drive through that, and you're gonna go on the other side of the wall.
Where it says
To
no
the
motor
right.
vehicles.
Yep.
Cool.
Do exactly as I say. You're gonna get on that real quick. We're gonna drive down here.
Okay.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry. There's a water station down here that was built. That's Illinois on the other side. This is what we're told the flood wall, but the train tracks are right on the other side of it.
And this is not no like private place.
No, this is the Katy Trail. Bike trail leads from north to south.
Now, as you can see, looking at this map, the Mississippi River is a natural border for the Mason-Dixon line. So anybody who could make it right here to the river in Missouri, if they could make it across the Mississippi to the other side, then they would be able to gain their freedom because Illinois was a free state. Little did I know that I was about to be pulling up on a place very historical, and not only St. Louis history, but our history and the history of the Underground Railroad. Check this out. The sign is gone.
Yeah, the historic sign. There was a plaque that sat here that gave you, a layout of the history on why this is right here.
I was told now the plaque's gone.
Yeah. One of many spots along the Mississippi River that was a meeting, a greeting, seeing people off, coming and going, and you know what I'm saying, making their right way to freedom.
Oh yeah, you can see the steps.
And these are the stairs. There is the pad where the boat could make it as close as they could so people could get on and off. But someone was right here to see you here to from, and either across or down the river, because obviously we have a current and a flow.
The Great River.
I mean, this is life. It's history. They can't really, they couldn't really cover it up. I mean, so who's going to go out of their way and move all this shit? So they let it sit till it rots and just deteriorates away. But like I said, now it's gone. History that's right here. We can witness it. It's real. We can touch it and feel it. I mean, the fuck.
That's Illinois.
So, shit ever happens for a nigga, you're gonna be like, yo, remember the staircase? Maybe there is a boat.
Right.
You know, like I know.
That's crazy.
There's also another route. This is north of. Everything stems to them steps over there that they
Let me get
keep
this,
hidden.
because I don't know if I recorded this. I want to make sure I get all this, because even though the plaque's not there, you see that this says Freedom Crossing Visitor Center. So, it's obviously something. And then on the painting on the wall, you got the Harriet Tubman joint.
Someone did this mural.
And they
Out
said,
of respect, it's still here.
yeah. And it said
This
freedom.
is the truth. Look at all the hands in the water. See the chain along the riverfront, the insignificance.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. It said premises.
See the coat, which represents the English with the tails.
Mm-hmm.
See the little hats that represent, you know what I'm saying, the tops like China.
then what's this say right here?
Mary Meachum Freedom Crossing on the Mississippi. Open Saturday, Sunday. Historical marker they have, Lewis and Clark. Apparently they make a little money off this shit.
Yeah, it's something. Somebody knows something. This just blew my mind. It was like an eerie feeling. But now I gotta get to the bottom of who is Mary Meachum? What is Freedom Crossing? How could I live in St. Louis and never heard of any of this? Who is Mary Meachum? What is Freedom Crossing? You know, I made this video because I'm not gonna lie, when my brother was like, yo, there's some spots we could go to that I know is associated with the Underground Railroad, I'm like, man, this nigga don't know what he talking about. And like, on the low, you know what I mean? Like, in St. Louis, I would know that. It would be historical, you know what I'm saying? I would have been there before, you know? So, it just goes to show you, like, it's right under our nose. We expect everybody to come out and just give us this history and tell us how we got here and, you know, how everything got to this point when really we got to dig and look. But once we start looking, the Great Spirit, the Most High, is going to open up a way, and he just going to start lighting up your steps like Billie Jean video, you know what I'm talking about? And that's just how I felt, you know. At first, it was a little frustrating going to the tunnel because I'm like, oh, you know where a tunnel at? But then, you know, it was closed down. But then when we get to the Freedom Crossing, I'm looking like, ain't no plaque here, you know what I'm saying? This could be anything, probably the same thing you was thinking when you first saw it. But then I see the Freedom Crossing wall. Then I see the painting. And then I see the historical marker and all this, and it's all starting to come together, like all the clues there, because like I said, we got the colonizers under investigation. So, you know, we got to find these clues to try to, you know, get an understanding of what really went on. It blew my mind, bro. Like, what I'm about to tell y'all is like, it's mind-blowing. So check it out. So Mary Meachum. Mary Meachum, born 1801, was an American abolitionist who with her husband John Berry Meachum helped enslaved people escape to freedom in the Underground Railroad and by purchasing their freedom. So not only did they have their own freedom, they was getting people freedom. And this is why I'm trying to get you to understand that slavery was just having a job where wouldn't nobody let you quit. You know what I'm saying? And they just made a law like, nah, you niggas finna work forever. And it's just like right now when you go to work, you be like, man, they won't give me no days off. It's just 100 times worse. You ain't never getting no day off. That's how they was trying to do it. Everybody wasn't living under that. You know what I mean? That system of oppression. And this is what needs to be understood amongst our people. Just because you're a so-called Negro or person of color doesn't mean that you came from slavery. It say, the Mary Meachum Freedom Crossing in St. Louis, the first site in Missouri to be accepted in the National Park Service's National Underground Railroad Network to Freedom, was named after her. So, well, thank you, Dane. Hey man, thank you. Because he say in the video, he say, well, who were the other conductors? If Harriet Tubman was a conductor, you know what I mean? So because of watching that video and because of his research now, and because of me adding on, now we know Mary Meachum. Mary Meachum was another conductor. You know what I'm saying? Now listen, this is her early life. Meachum was born into slavery in Kentucky. While still enslaved, she married John Berry Meachum, who had already purchased his own freedom with money he had earned as a carpenter. You understand me? In 1815, Mary Meachum's owner took her to St. Louis, Missouri. Her husband followed and purchased her freedom shortly afterwards. So he followed his wife and he bought her freedom. You know what I'm saying? He bought her out her contract. You know what I'm saying? It's like these rappers right now walk around, we slaves. You know what I'm saying? Because they in a contract that they can't get out of. And this is what it was on 100, of course. I don't want to like make it seem like it's less than what it is. The Meachums ran a school for free and enslaved black people in the First African Baptist Church. Okay, so now he's a minister, but we already know there's some hijacking going on. He must have some type of affiliation, but check out what he doing though. They ran a school for free and enslaved black people in the first African Baptist church, which they later moved to a floating steamboat on the Mississippi River when the state of Missouri banned education for blacks in 1847. They also used the proceeds from John Mary Meachum's carpentry and barrel making business to purchase freedom for 20 enslaved individuals. They buying people freedom. He getting money. You know what I mean? And then you seen at the beginning of the video, I showed a Cherokee cage. Now that's under a brewery, Limp's Brewery. And now I just realized they say that he made barrels. You know what I'm saying? But some people try to attach the Limp Mansion to the Underground Railroad, and I'm still investigating that. You know what I'm saying? But I see that he make barrels, and it was a beer company, so I know they need barrels, so they probably knew each other. Now check this out. It say after John Mary Meachum died in 1854, Mary Meachum continued running their home on 4th Street as a safe house. Mind you, I done lived on 4th Street, bro. That is crazy. It say on May 21st, 1855, after an attempt to ferry 9 enslaved people across the Mississippi River to freedom in Illinois, Meachum and a freedman named Isaac were arrested for breaking the fugitive slave law of 1850. On May 24th, 1854, she was charged in court with slave theft while charges against Isaac were dropped. Now, we already know, because we hip to the legal system now, if you and Isaac got jammed up and all the charges against Isaac got dropped, Isaac is a snitch. Isaac is ratting. You know what I'm saying? The Missouri Republican reported on July 19, 1855, that Mary was tried by a jury and acquitted of at least one charge, and the remaining charges were dropped. Okay, so she done got arrested, and that's the spot you just saw in the video. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because as I was doing some research, I'm gonna put it on the screen. This is the original painting. You know what I'm saying? Before the one that we see that's in the video that I got now. And as you can see, you know what I'm saying? It's some slaves, whatever they want to call them, so-called Negroes. I was going to say the niggas, but I'm trying to clean up my act. I still said it. So it was some niggas in the boat, you know what I'm saying? And then you see the white boys on the shore with the shotguns, you know what I'm saying? Because supposedly they were set up. And when they got to the other side, it was some slave patrol, you know what I'm saying, over there waiting to get them. Yeah, check out this badge. You know, slave patrol, this real. Y'all think I just be talking, you know what I'm saying? These are actual facts, you know what I'm saying? I know what I'm talking about. But check it out, it say, she also was the president of the Colored Ladies Soldiers Aid Society in St. Louis. Now, how many people in St. Louis, from St. Louis, and don't know anything about this lady? Never heard of Mary Meachum or her husband, John Mary Meachum, who had the Freedom School. You know what I'm talking about? The floating Freedom School on the Mississippi. So when they try to say, oh, well, y'all can't educate blacks in Missouri, man, he took it on the river. You know what I'm saying? Thorough, bro. But anyway, it says she was president of the Colored Ladies Soldiers Aid Society in St. Louis. This organization of free black women, also called the Colored Ladies Contraband Society, was formed in 1863 to assist black Union soldiers and escaped slaves in St. Louis during the Civil War. Because blacks were not allowed to ride streetcars at the time, the women negotiated with the streetcar company to ride the streetcar one day a week. So now you see she got the plug with the streetcars. This all goes with the Underground Railroad, with what Dane's saying about it actually being a railroad, about it actually being tracks. I investigate the videos of what other brothers, you know, make. And I take that information, I build on it. If it's somebody who can give me, you know, information that benefits me and I can use it to benefit others, then that's what we're gonna do. That's what a building is. And that's what we doing. It's just proving them right. And here go a photo of brothers working on the railroad, you know what I'm saying? And cause you wonder, you like, well, you think a whole train, like, man, them niggas ain't sneaking around in no train. No, nigga, put it on the screen. This right here, man. You know what I'm saying? So you already know we the employees on the railway system. It's just about having a plug, bro. Come on, man. Y'all smart. You know what I'm saying? So they all the way plugged in. You know what I mean? She free. And what they call them? The Colored Ladies Contraband Society. They getting they smuggle on. But the sad thing is that they smuggling niggas and getting them to the other side of the river. And man, that's just deep. So it's a lot more history, man, that I'm gonna go into, you know what I'm saying, as far as researching what's around me. And I suggest you do that in your city, man, wherever you at. You know what I mean? Start looking around, man. Start piecing this together, man, and get out from in front of that computer and get out here in the world, man. You know what I mean? The answers are there, man. The truth is out here. You already know what it is, man. Too high for pigeons to fly, walk on the water, live in the sky. Imam_OG. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Like, comment, subscribe. All that fly shit, man. Peace and blessings.
Just move on up toward your destination. Though you